Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another Kagurabachi Manga chapter review. This is going to be Kagurabachi Manga chapter 37 titled Equal. So, let's get into it. So, the chapter starts off right where we left off with Chihito, Hakuri, and Sasabi gonna walk right through that door. Now, I don't know why, but the door they've been looking at for the past couple chapters, I thought as soon as they opened that, that's into the storehouse. But no, you open that door, you walk like however long, and then you get to the emergency door for the storehouse. I don't know why I was thinking, because we seen what the emergency door looks like, and this isn't it. I don't know why I was thinking it was though. But yeah, so they're walking through the door, and they're starting to walk towards the storehouse emergency exit. And while they're talking, obviously Mr. Sabi, he's surprised that Hakuri has two abilities, because that's not really common in the world of Kagurabachi. Number two, Hakuri was surprised too, but Hakuri says that Chihito believed he could do something like that. That's why he left him behind, right? And Chihito says, if I were to put a damper on your determination, we wouldn't be able to become equal allies. Hakuri smiles. So we come back over to the 12 members that are still alive. The guy with like the dreads, he wakes up another one. And the next panel, for the past few chapters, I was thinking, how in the world does Hakuri's dad know exactly what's happening? Because there have been a few times where he was sent in a weapon, or when he sent in that that device to make him like use all that spirit energy, and that made him kill himself, Hakuri's brother. How does he know specifically when and how to do this? Like, I'm so confused. What is going on? I was very confused. I was thinking at first it had some sort of like telepathic thing going on since they're family, but no. In this exact panel, we see the two members waking up. They're like, yo, we gotta hurry up and get the intruders. They're going to the secret emergency door. The next panel after that, we see there's like a little secret compartment on the podium. The Hakuri dad is like talking over because he's like, doing the auction. There's like a little secret compartment that has a camera feed. So he's looking at cameras, and there's a camera inside that room. So that's how he knew. I did not notice that at all. I would assume Mr. Sabi or somebody would notice it, but I guess not. So that's how he knew what was going on at the exact same time. So yeah, we get to see that. Then after that, we come back over to Chihito's group, and he tells Mr. Sabi that May, or Cloud Gouger, is completely out of energy. Obviously, that's pretty bad because we might have to fight again, but hey, we're going to get to the storehouse, so it doesn't really matter. We can just put that down and throw it away since it's useless, and you can get your intent back. Chihito's like, yeah, I guess that's true. So they keep walking, and eventually they get to, actually, is there like an important something here? No. Actually, yeah, I mean, it's not too important, but Mr. Sabi says, hey, since you can like somewhat control your own storehouse, do you think you can get us inside the actual storehouse? And Hakuri says, no, it's because I can open up a space to my own separate storehouse. Those are two separate spaces. I can control my own space, he controls his own space. So it's not like I can just like, control over there, that's his domain. And Mr. Sabi's like, that's true, okay, that's whatever. So they get over to the secret emergency door to get inside the storehouse, and it's completely shattered. It's broken. They're like, what? Are you kidding me? It was broken this whole time? One of the toe members, especially the Pacific toe member that comes up is the guy with the dreads. Or not the dreads, but he has like, twist. He has twist. He comes around, he's like, what? Even he's surprised. Hakuri's dad didn't tell the toe members that he broke the door. So they was fighting for nothing. Even Chihito, he was getting mad because Hakuri's brother killed himself for nothing. This whole time they were fighting to get into, and they were fighting to protect a door that was already broken. And he didn't even tell the toe members. That's why they were like fighting for their lives. And we see Hakuri's dad says that, well, he's talking to himself, kind of, because he's not really talking to Chihito and them. But he's saying, hey, this was necessary. That guy, my son who died, was a means to an end. I had to make sure that May, or I keep calling it May, Cloud Gouger was completely out of juice. We had to make sure to keep Mr. Sabi at bay, because he can teleport anywhere, but we have to keep him away from the others. So basically, this was his plan all along. Don't you forget, like I told you, we are the hunters. I kind of like that line. That was kind of a cool line. That was a really cool line. So, Mr. Sabi says that, hey, there's nothing we can do now. Let's just retreat. We see a panel of some of the people that's inside the auction finna get sold. Chihito starts to get a little mad. He goes, well, what is retreating even really going to do? We made it this far. We're not going to get another chance like this. Obviously, Hakuri, he's pretty mad. His brother just died for basically nothing. and he asks Mr. Sabi to do something, and then we just cut over to Hakari inside the auction. Like, you know, the auction is like, they went downstairs like a few levels. The auction is like a level or two up. He's specifically in that room where the auction is taking place. He's like on the stairs, and then like his dad and him are like, I don't know, 10, 20 feet away from each other, and they make eye contact. I'm like, oh, so he teleported, you know, him over to the auction. So I'm like, what is he gonna do? So he activates his abilities to open up his own like storage room and then get the mask on. His dad says that he kind of regrets not seeing his full potential before he kind of not pushed, but deemed him a failure and like, you know, a reject of the family. Because if he knew he could do all this with two abilities, he wouldn't have treated him like that. But now he did, and now he's against him. So now he's his enemy. So he pulls out those tweezers that Sora used on him, and he starts to make them have that black bubbly, like, not filter, but that black goo around it, so he can either teleport it back into his own storehouse or back into the real world. That starts to happen. And then we get a few flashbacks of Hakari with his dad telling them that he loves them. Also with his dad and everybody else beating him up, treating him like he's worthless. And he goes, you know, let me get it word for word. Right here. I wanted to abandon you too, but in the end, I still wanted you to praise me, Father. I mean, which is really sweet because, you know, that's still his dad. So, you know, he wants his dad to, you know, say good job or something like, you know, just love him, not just cast him out like a reject just because he can't use a certain magical ability and have himself get beat up his whole life. You know, that sucks. So my first time I read this, I didn't understand what was happening, but now I can see. So he's not able to do anything himself to the storehouse that his dad can control. He's not able to take anything out of the storehouse that his dad controls, but he was just able to teleport those pliers into his dad's storehouse. So he can't take stuff away from that storehouse or control it, but he can put stuff inside of it. So Chihito looks to the side and he teleports Chihito into his dad's storehouse, and then his dad pops up inside the storehouse. Now I don't know if this is just like an astral projection form of him or his actual self. If it's an actual self, that means he just disappeared from the auction, which is pretty bad. But I mean, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do because Chihito's gonna take stuff and destroy the whole place. So I don't know. And if it is an astral projection form of himself, if that dies, does Hakari's dad die? I think so, based on what happens at the end of the chapter. So Chihito's like, you know, 10 feet in the air, falling down, and he's trying to go after Enten. Obviously, the dad notices this, and he starts to grab the ground and tilts it up into a spiral formation to hit Chihito, because Chihito's dad, Hakari's dad can control his own domain, obviously, so he can like morph anything around like he wants to. So he grabs the ground, like I said, and twists it up into a spiral formation to hit Chihito. Chihito obviously sees this coming at him, and it was a really dope scene. Really dope scene. So he looks at Cloud Gouger. He goes, Cloud Gouger, I already know, has no strength inside of it at all. But as a Roko Hara property, pull it together. May. And we see the little cracks inside of May start to form electricity. And we see all the like slaves inside the storehouse start all looking at Chihito for hope. And he does a huge, it's not a named attack, but he does a huge lightning bolt strike. Boom! Straight to the ground. That was pretty cool. I like that. Kind of looks like Zenexu's like lightning bolt he does when he does his ultimate, like in Hinokami Chronicles. It looks so dope. This panel looks so nice. And that was a really dope scene too. Hey, that's my property. Pull it together. It's like it had a soul of it, like, yes sir. like, you know, it had to pull itself together and come back. After that, obviously all the slaves are like kind of surprised that he was able to do this. Oops, I dropped my phone. They're really surprised he was able to do this. Even the dad is like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And Chihito says, Hakari, we aren't equal. You defeated Soya despite being family. You were determined to do what was necessary in order to destroy evil. While my personal feelings led me to falter twice. I'm the only naive one here. And he gets up, and Cloud Gouger is done. It completely disintegrates into dust. So, You can't use that no more. He's completely gone. But he was able to get N10 black. Like he was able to get N10 back. So he grabs his blade. He starts to do N10. And the very last panel is Hakari yelling for Chihito to slay his father. Chihito says, "You got it." And we get this beautiful panel where everybody was like going crazy on Twitter. Because this like that Pacific ping I always use in my thumbnails, and like you saw everywhere when Kagurabachi came out, when Chihito's like doing this with his blade and water's under form. He's doing that same pose that everybody was making a meme of when this when the manga was first coming out. In that same pose, he's like, he's doing the thing. He's doing that, and it's really beautiful with the goldfish swimming around him. This is a very beautiful shot. I can't wait to see how this is going to be animated. But yeah, I guess Chihito and Hakari's dad are finna fight next chapter. What's gonna happen? I guess we don't get to see Mr. Sabi. So I guess Mr. Sabi teleported Chihito and Hakari over to the auction. He teleported back to fight the Toe members. And after that, everything that happened, like I was saying, he says, you got it. So I guess if he kills him inside the storehouse, he actually kills him for real. That is, I completely forget. It was so long ago. But the chapter where Hakari's dad was explaining how the storehouse worked and how, you can't get into it and everything. I kind of forgot if he said, I can teleport myself inside of it and this is like my actual me form, or that's like an actual projection form of himself. Either way, the fact that Chihito is very confident that he's going to kill this guy right now here, I'm guessing this is actually his real body, or it's just the actual projection form. But I guess whatever happens to it happens to the real body. So I guess he just teleported out of there, and so nothing's happening. So I guess that's the rest of this arc. I mean, obviously it's not going to be easy to beat the dad, especially inside of his own domain. And if you kill the dad, you kill everything inside of it. So they got to figure out some sort of way to get everything out of there. So I don't know, and not that you can threaten him, because I think his dad will go down with the boat. So yeah, he's going to kill himself and everything inside of it. So I need to figure out a way to get everything inside out of there. That's number one. Number two, obviously you need to kill a dad. Number three, I guess get the heck out of there, because there's going to probably be more bodyguards and stuff coming. Plus, it's a black market place. Everybody inside the auction are bad guys, besides from the two members from the good guy organization. I forgot what it was called, and Akame. Akame's not her name, but I forgot what her name was. Besides from those three people, everybody else here are very bad people. So they might start to jump Mr. Sabi or Hakari or whoever. So that's number three. You gotta get the heck out of here. They gotta get the heck out of there. That's number three. And yeah, that was the chapter. Sorry for coming out so late. I normally do it late anyway, around like 2 o'clock. The chapters come out around 11. But I have church from 12 to around 2, maybe 3. But I was out all day doing stuff. And oh yeah, Happy Father's Day. I forgot to mention Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. So yeah, that's the chapter. So like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I thank you all out there for being wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right.